Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out XCN's price chart. And if you remember, the last time that we talked about ONYX coin, we were right around the lows. And I think I was literally saying, okay, we may go down a bit more, but it's not actually going to be that much of a strong move down. So if you're thinking about buying XCN for the mid to long term, let's say by the end of the cycle, then okay, you're probably better off buying the dip one by one around this area, because who knows, we may not even get our final move done, and from here we can get like a very strong bounce back. Now we're not still at least having the bounce back that I was talking about, but we definitely, as you can see, got a short-term pump. And let's just measure this move real quick, excuse me. Yes, this is about like a 16% move on the upside in the span of hours, which is definitely not that bad. But the question is, can we argue this is like an optimistic sign? Well, first things first, let's just go on 30-minute time frame, zoom in. Okay, as you can see, the price in the last, let's say 72 hours is just getting compressed more and more, and you are going to have one way or the other a good breakout. Now, I'm really hoping that we are going to get a break on the upside. However, based on what I'm seeing, that may not necessarily be likely. I mean, sure, a lot of people are going to say, and maybe even rightfully so, that this is a triangle structure, and the moment that we get a breakout in here, it is going to get confirmed. And that is absolutely fair enough. But for two reasons, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of this pattern. Number one, as you can see in here, we are just consolidating way too much, and we are approaching the end of this triangle. And in most cases, when we are having something like this, that's usually not a good sign, suggesting, you know what, maybe this pattern is not really going to do the job. Reason number two, I think we may even get a move up and sort of kind of like just temporarily break this important line, the higher band, but at that point we may get a move down and just clear all the lows. How? Here is what I'm thinking. You see, in my view, there is a chance that in XCN we are having something like an ABC flat, which subways for it are looking like this: ABC into A, ABC into B, and excuse me, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 on the upside into our ceiling. And if I just go on the live chart, okay, so I think we should say this is an ABC zigzag followed by a correction down, maybe a WXY, doesn't really matter, and we may very well see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up in here, meaning maybe a temporary breakout. However, please remember, this might be on a higher degree just a flat structure, and after it's over, what are we going to have? Yep, another move on the downside. And by the way, here is another important reason for why I think we may overall get a move down in like very short term. You see, if you just zoom in a bit more, okay, what do you have in here? I'm actually considering having in this area a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, and we said, well, okay, maybe the current move up is going to be part of a flatter structure. So essentially, overall, what do you have? 5 down into a correction for wave B, and what's next? Again, same conclusion, another move on the downside into our ceiling. So in like very short term, expect something like this to play out, even if you want to be absolutely optimistic in ONYX. Now let's zoom out a little bit more and see what do you have. And this is actually my problem at the moment. You see, if you want to be bullish on any chart and you want to say, I don't know, for example, we are going to have our final low around this region, maybe this is like a very important support, then okay, you have to be able to find off of its recent lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. This specific structure is called an impulsive movement. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. And in terms of the subwaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5, excuse me. And for our corrections for wave 2 and 4, we can have so many different scenarios, doesn't really matter. Let's say, yeah, okay, ABC into 4 and like a WXY structure into wave 2. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. And this is the problem. You see, if you want to say these shadows actually do exist, which if you go on some other charts, maybe they're not going to be necessarily the same size as this chart, but we definitely do have the shadows. So if you want to say these are real, then okay, you're having essentially overlapping of the waves between this move down and also this one, which means, well, okay, we are not allowed to consider a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up in form of an impulsive structure. Sure, you are able to still consider something like, let's say, yes, an expanding leading diagonal, since our wave 3 is clearly bigger than our wave 1. But whenever you have to morph an impulsive movement into an expanding leading diag, that's usually a sign of weakness, suggesting, again, you need to be a bit careful for like very short term. Overall, again, let me be very clear, these prices in ONYX coin, in my view, are considered absolutely cheap because, you see, let's just put the chart on logarithmic scale. In my view, we are having 5 wave up in here into a wave 1, followed by a correction for wave 2, and probably in the next couple of weeks and months, you are going to see a very strong move up in ONYX coin into wave 3 and 4 and 5, and just the bare minimum target for this wave 3 is going to be taking the highest high around, let's say, 4.8 cents, but I think we are probably going to go quite a bit higher than that. For example, if I see like an 8 to 10 cents XCN, is not really going to be surprising from my POV, at least, at all. So overall, we are looking good, but you know, in like very short term, we're just splitting hairs. We are mainly putting our technical analysis ability to the test. And well, okay, in here again, I'm going to say it, things are not necessarily looking in our favor if we want to say that the bottom is in right in here around the 1 cent area. In an ideal scenario, I do really like to see another move on the downside in order to take all the loss, which I do actually believe that under them there are some beautiful liquidities, so the price does actually have a tendency to go and gather those liquidities. And okay, if you want to do that, we may as well go down and take the lowest low and reach to about this very important gap that was created as a result of this move on the upside, specifically being way too fast. And well, since I believe gaps 95+% of the time are going to get filled, my argument is this: we came all the way down here from the highs and we broke this very important level. So okay, why not go a bit slower and fill this gap and also reach at the same time to about a very important support, which is around this area as well, and then we can comfortably get our bounce back and start the next major phase of the bull run. This is my ideal scenario. However, because it's actually the ideal and perfect scenario, I'm also having this thing in the back of my mind suggesting, you know what, that actually may not end up happening, and for all we know, we may have already hit our final low. But based on what I'm seeing right now, I think I still need to be a bit patient and have some dry powder aside in case that we go down once more, and at that point, you better believe it, I am going to take advantage of that great buy opportunity. Now, here is the situation. Sure, we might get a move down, but at the same time, if you are not like me and, for example, you believe that we are actually going to get a very strong bounce back and you believe 100% that we have hit our final low, then okay, may I suggest to a potential head and shoulder structure that's been happening in here. Excuse me, let's just zoom out a bit more. What just happened? Let's just delete all the waves. There we go. So may I suggest to have your eyes on this head and shoulder structure right in here. Now, at the moment, this head and shoulder is not really confirmed yet. When will it get confirmed? When we get a break of our neckline around this area. There we go. And by breaking it, I don't mean we go straight above it. Sure, we have to go above it. This is part of the breaking process, but then you need to see a slow and choppy pullback and then another move on the upside in order to take this important high. And if at the same time at that point, well, okay, we're going to get a break out of this beautiful looking descending channel, you know what, that can be yet another very good sign in XCN, suggesting we indeed have hit our final low. And then from here you can expect, let's say, yes, like another 20 to about 30% move on the upside in order to reach to about this level as well. And if we get a break of that, then okay, the next target is probably going to be taking the highs around the 5 cents area. But for now, let's not even talk about those scenarios. Let's just take every single thing step by step and see what is going to be just simply the next likely move. So let's have a quick conclusion and wrap up today's update. You see, if you want to be a bit pessimistic in XCN, and I think there is actually some room to be pessimistic, you should probably count on another move on the upside, and then followed by that a good move down in the next, let's say, 48 to 72 hours. At that point, if you want to go according to the bullish counts, then okay, this is going to be ABC for you, and you have to see a very strong bounce back in here. Okay, it's very, very important to understand that. On the other hand, if after having this move down, you see a consolidation followed by yet another move on the downside, that might be a bit of a bearish sign, suggesting, you know what, on a higher degree, we are having what? Yep, you guessed it right, a 5-wave impulsive structure down, meaning what? Maybe our move down is going to continue in order to take the lows and go like just a below and fill this gap, and then we can have a very strong bounce back in form of hopefully a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a huge one, no problem at all. But right now, I think based on what we are having, we need to be still, unfortunately, a bit careful. Ultimately, if you believe I am wrong, because there is no certainty in any market, and for all I know, I might end up looking like an idiot and get this thing absolutely wrong. So if you want to be bullish and not like me, may I suggest have your eyes on this head and shoulder structure. If we successfully confirm it, you know what? That might actually tip the scales towards the bullish scenario, suggesting the bottom is a bit more. But right now, maybe not so much. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ONYX coin. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.